Welcome to Snow Forest King of the Hill, and we do have a lot of gold and stone in the middle, so it is kind of like Golden Pit. And we do have busts going straight to the middle and taking the monument. Let's take a look at the map. We do have, it's not like Black Forest, there is more space. It's still rather close between the players, and then we have a lot of weird cliffs at the sides, which will make it harder or easier to go for a wonder victory, but that doesn't really matter because the wonder is already built. And it is in the middle of the map. Turn a bit low for me, let's turn it up. Well, you think my regulars that I have are skilled at making lobbies. That's wrong. We have Max Power in the orange playing as the Italians. Okay, that sounded on my end, it's too loud now. We have Tipa in the blue playing as the Persians. Oh yeah, he did that before, I think. We have Yemen playing the Bohemians. Really strong pick in the purple, making his triumphant return. We have Faust playing as the Red Slavs, one of his favorites who's next to Ethiopians. We have Ashur Abbasis, very strong free-fall player, as the Khmer in the teal. And we have Legno in the gray playing as the Franks. And I think I still miss Bast playing as the yellow Koreans, who has taken the center uncontested at the start. So he is gonna go get some free resources here. Capture age, yeah, like the capture age thing is perfect, but for King of the Hill, yeah, especially for King of the Hill, it isn't too great. If you guys could watch out for when T90 publishes finally his better free-for-all overlay, I would get it. But he's keeping it to himself. At least that was my last status before I went on vacation, so yeah. I think Wrathwing also has a tool to make the timer show up, but I haven't seen it anywhere where I could get it. So yeah, if you guys have hints for better overlays for free-for-alls, always welcome. Just shoot me a message or like post it in the suggestions channel on Discord. Probably suggestions channels is the best way to go. Well, I remember it was, I think it was Tifa hosting. I don't know, I've tried it once and I swore to myself I'm not gonna do it again. It was big pain. And it's just so much faster doing it like this. And yeah, everybody is doing their build up. I'm still worried that nobody's contesting the middle. A lot of free resources. That is an annoying cliff here towards Faust. Faust always gets these unlucky map spawns. Can he even reach the middle? It is open towards Bast, but it's kind of close towards everything else, so everybody else will need to cut. I don't see any Huns or Turks here, so everybody can cut. And Enzo's asking for the bets. That is actually a really good idea, as we do have an active chat during the game, which is really lovely. And we do have some new people in the game, which is also lovely. So yeah, bettings, the bets are open. And as it looks like now, Bass doesn't look like a too bad bet. Also has the most population on the field so far. Max Power as the Italians also doing quite well here. And there is a berry bush in the middle of these two. I guess Tipa's berries, so that's very unfortunate berry spawn here from Max Power. Who has another berries there. Okay, never mind, then it's kind of lucky. He has multiple berry bushes, but I guess Tipa also has 2 berry bushes. It seems like everybody starts with 2 berry bushes. Yemen has, yeah, also kind of 2 berry bushes here. Foss has 2 berry bushes, very easily accessible. And where's the other? There's also a lot of, there's also more, which is probably more important than berry bushes, additional boards here. Legno at least has 3 boards to the south there. Oh, that's not Legno, that's Ashur. But yeah, and everybody has started with 2 patches of berries as well. So let's see what they're gonna do with that. Enzo is betting on teal, so he is believing in Ashur to take this home. And yeah, you can bet against him by betting on anybody else. And Foss is finding out that his path to the middle isn't too great. And the POV thing here is really nice on Capture Age. I will probably switch to the in-game version later to see the timer, but for now the timer doesn't really matter, and we have all the cool Capture Age features, and it's very easy to see all the population and villager counts for you guys and the resources here. So Capture Age for free-for-all, I think for all stages doesn't involve a timer and don't involve quick finding of kings is better. And then later on you kind of have to switch. On the regicide you can deal with it if you're a good caster, but yeah, we kind of want to see the timer. So that's a bit annoying part for Wonders or Kill those with this Capture Age version. I hope for a freeform better Capture Age version that's free to get though. Or like pay a little bit. I would pay a little bit for it. But right now it's like not accessible at all. I think the thing that T90 made, that the guys made for T90, so it's not in the game. No, Funnel Liquid. You can see the players on your screen. There's 1,000. Okay, there's 10,000 muscles being gifted to whoever wins the raffle. By Floofen, because he's betting on me, which is nice, but I'm not playing. Bust also getting the buildings up. Bust seems like really strong here. Also has uncontested in the middle, so it's looking nice for Enforce. Still at the Dark Age on the way to the Feudal Age. Human also not in the Feudal Age yet. A bit struggling on his comeback here, maybe. There, he and Max Power are arriving. Tipa is almost there. And that looks a little bit slower here. Not the perfect mining camp here for Gray. And no farms around the middle before the TC. I think Gray is on the lower end of the Elo spectrum. Also randomly placed a little bit too many houses, I think. Can't find Bast in the leaderboards though. It's Silnia, but he won't pick Koreans, I think. You think it's Silnia? Okay, that might be. He stopped talking? But no, I think he was talking when the game was already on. I don't think it's him. And he hasn't bet on himself, so that's also an indicator, right? Faust arrived in the Feudal Age, and Gray has taken over the middle from Bast with a Drush. I don't mind that. I think Drushing in King of the Hill is actually good, because the monument is pretty strong. You can see the trickle of all resources here going up for him. Bast had it for a long time. He already has enough stone for a TC and a castle, which is really nice for him. Ashura now arriving in the castle age, instantly dropping another TC. Check if this is not online if it's in, yeah? But it might be the Blau's Blue account, I don't know. No War Wagons for yellow? Why no War Wagons for yellow? He is going to drop a castle somewhere, I believe, and that means War Wagons, no? Walling off the middle here is Gray, so he definitely wants to go for that early middle ping. Has made Rex and Sneaky Rarix in the middle, and then the villager is walking that off. Okay, I see a lot of people walling like this area, but walling like the complete area is actually something I kind of like, because that's a very cheap stone wall there. And you will maybe not have the middle to win, but you will have it for a long time. Well, saying that, he kind of ran away from it, so Bast has the middle control right now. These militia do need to attack there. Enzo says, why I can win so much? Yeah, he can win so much if Ashu wins. That is the condition there, and we only have that bit for everything. So I think, yeah, it's like Enzo is the only one who can win, I think. Stable also coming up in the middle now to catch that scout. I don't know what these guys are. I think they're checking if there is another hole. I don't think there is one, but always good to check for Gray here. Another boar being taken by Ashur, who is on 3 TCs and has the highest will count out of everybody. Max Power says, for me it's all fine. That is nice for him. Always remember, if you're listening to me while you're in the game, you shouldn't. Please mute and minimize the stream. I think they were talking to themselves though, just in case. 3 TCs coming up for Tipe as well. With Persians, if you want to go for war elephants, you do need a lot of economy. Poor players on the side cannot really get to the monument early. Yeah, it's kind of an advantage for Grey and Bust for sure. But I don't think it matters long term in King of the Hill too much. Bust is cutting through here. A nice lumber camp. He will need to go through this tree, and then he has a path through that stone wall. The main question is, does Grey know about it? No, Grey does not know about it. So that is good. And Yellow still holding the middle there. Bust with his scout now being followed by a scout from Grey though. And Frost developing in towards the middle. Hasn't taken these 3 boars. That's what a waste. But he is working on a castle. And we might see some warriors out. What's that TC? What is that TC? That TC should be on the wood. That TC should be on this gold. Or on this golden wood. Nothing. Like there's resources everywhere. And he's building it in between. Oh man. What map is this? Snow Forest is the name of the map. 3 TC. It's very compact 3 TC for Yeoman here. Max Power only now making his 2nd TC and soon his 3rd. And Grey is pretty much all in the middle. Economy doesn't look too well developed, sadly. I mean, he has 35 pop, which isn't too bad, but it's kind of far behind everybody else. Besides Frost, who's only now adding these very, very shit TCs, and he's adding them with 1 villager. Frost, why? And, oh, there's the stone wall. Okay, so Grey has checked this. Grey's base looks really not good, but Grey's middle play looks kind of more professional. I don't like that tower, though. I think castles probably better. Well, if he makes 1,000 towers, why not? But for Franks, you get cheaper castles, so I would have thought castles first. Relics are being gathered by Max Power Italians. Max Power is kind of a name that Silnia might choose, though. Holy relics. Indeed, there are a lot of relics on the map. Can we count how many there are still left? But it says relics everywhere. 43 relics. Whoa. That is a ton. So let's watch the relic count for a bit. Yeoman is collecting them. Max Power is collecting them. And yeah, that's kind of nice for King of the Hill map, I think. Because people, even if you don't get the resources in the middle, you would still get the relics. As Bast is dropping a castle on the stone walls of the Grey player, who's still in the feudal age. So that will be kind of hard to defend. Is Grey going to the castle age? He is at 50%, but that castle will be up before he's in castle age and can make one himself. Let's check the resources for Grey here. Ah, almost has the stone. Only 2 on stone though for castle. He's wasting it on a tower. No, why would you waste that on a tower? The tower is even in range of the castle, so this tower is not gonna achieve anything for the Grey player here. And there might be a side attack coming. Not really. I don't see too much military on the field. It's only monks for Max Power and Yeoman who are the ones taking care of the relics right now. Bast is also getting a relic as he does have a monk out, and Frost preserved his starting scout. Yeah, also on 3 TCs. As for most people now, Asher is on 4. And Grey has arrived in the castle age now, also walling his side off. No, that's Usher's walls, so Usher is walling towards Grey. And I'm wondering if Grey will go for a castle in the middle. It does not look like it for now. And there's the War Wagons. Funny Liquid said, no War Wagons for yellow. There are the War Wagons for yellow. So yeah, that's what you wanted to see, I think. Or what you didn't want to see? I don't know. But there's another maze inside the maze of wood. There's a maze of stone and gold. So this is pretty defended. Not like Watchtower will do too much against this though. And I think the villager has gone down. So yeah, no, the villager is still alive. So there's still a potential to build something here. What's the stone count of... Yeah, not enough still for a castle, as he wasted on that tower. Otherwise, for a Frankish castle, that would have been enough. I think this is the Burmese wonder. And I think it's one of the most beautiful wonders in the game. Maybe it's the Vietnamese wonder. Do you guys know if this is the Burmese or the Vietnamese Wanderer? Maybe it's something else, but I think it's one of the two. And here is the castle, very on the backside. Yeah, second villager there. But still for some presence in the middle by Grey. Do we have any fights coming up? We do have Grey making military. Knights against War Wagons. Knights are not too bad against War Wagons. And we do have a bit of a conversion game here. As Tipe is stealing a relic from Yeoman. And Yeoman stole a spearman, but I think a relic is worth more in the end. And we do have 5 archery ranges here coming up, so we are gonna see some trash bow strewn from Tipe, who is working on a castle as well. In the middle, another castle coming up for Bust. Knights are trying to deny that, but that is too many War Wagons for that. And Tipe is also guarding this relic. We do a little bit of a relic battle going on over here. And I believe here as well. Don't know how much Bust is contesting these. Max Power is getting a lot of them home. Great, doesn't seem to be too interested in relics. Has added a second TC though. More interested in the middle fight there. But he is losing it to the War Wagons. That's the Burmese one. Thank you, Enzo, for confirming that. What my first thought was as well. And we have siege workshops coming up for the Bohemians against the trash bows from the Tipe. Makes a lot of sense. Maybe start off with a few mangonels against these and go to bombard cannon as soon as you can as the Bohemians. And I think Persians are one of the civs that is the worst equipped to deal with Bohemians. So I fear for Tipe here, and I fear that Yeoman might clean him up, as Yeoman has Faust on his left side. Not the most aggressive player, generally speaking, in King of the Hill. That tower here, but I don't think that's the side that Grey needs to defend, as a tower rush, castle age tower rush. A guard tower rush is coming towards his castle side. And it's still built with one villager. If this villager should really build that castle. I mean, or kind of delete it, because I think the middle's lost at this point. Let me take a look at the timer. We're at 200 years, so people kind of need to go to the middle soon. Probably need to go to Imperial Age, research Onager, and then contest Bast in the middle, who has a lot of War Wagons at the ready. And we see Asher going for Elephantos. We have Khmer Elephants, and I think Khmer Elephants should do alright against War Wagons. Thinking that he's gonna go mid, which he is. He's in Imperial Age, he's making a forward siege workshop. There will be some Ashura action in the middle with an Onager from here and some Elephantos following up. I'm liking it. On this side, Ashur and Grey want to agree on walling off, but Ashur's castle disagrees, so Grey will have to wall a little bit further behind here. But it doesn't really look like Ashur will be too active on that side. That's speaking, he will go middle to me. Oh, that's speaking, he will not speaking, he will go middle to me. That's speaking, he will go against Force to me. No, he wants to get that wall done. He's attacking that. Yeoman says, Tipe, we cool, need to push middle. I agree with that, and I think Tipe should equip, because he doesn't have a chance against Bohemians anyways. With his Civ. Force very forward mill farming here. That's like kind of doomed from the get-go. Elephants are very slow at killing villagers, but they'll eventually get there. So I think Force should draw these back and try to wall here. And be okay with that part of the world towards him. Grey still has a little presence, but Bast has arrived in the Imperial Age, so he will add a lot of Korean towers there, and that's good fortifications in the middle for real. So yeah, I expect that to be a strong defense there. We don't see too much side fighting. Let's check the relic count one more time. We do have 4 for Tipe, 2 for Bast, 2 for Ashur, 5 for Yeoman, and 10 relics for max power. So if the game goes long, this is almost a full monastery, and there's also 2 here. That will be really, really nice for the player in the orange. Italians also get cheaper bombard cannons and Genoese crossbows, so maybe you can do something with that. Combine that with Hussar, and you have the Italian Death Ball. Yeah. Where's the Onager upgrade? He's making mangonels. I don't see the Onager upgrade flying in yet for Ashu, who's getting a lot of university upgrades. Nobody has access to mid. Like, that's the only access, and there's yellow castles. Everybody needs to cut access. Yemen has... Oh yeah, Yemen has that cliff here. Well, he could go around this side, I guess. But that's a little bit in front of Tipe. Well, it's always cramped for access to mid. You will always have to fight for it. But yeah, that cliff is annoying. I talked to it at the start. I thought it would block off Forst more, but I guess with the development from Yemen, it's blocking off Yemen more. He could have maybe gone here. Well, not really. We do have enough mods in chat, I perceive. Yemen has to defeat one of his flanks in order long run to get easy access to mid because of the cliff. Yeah, it's pretty rough. But he's a good player, he can deal with it. And for now, Bast is taking full middle control here. 35 years. And I've drinking too much mate. Give me 1 small second. Sorry for that, but now I'm fully ready for the screaming end part. And it looks like the end might come for everybody but Max. That's a strong defense with all the towers. He can build 40 towers, and that is dangerous. Where is the Onager upgrade? Okay, the Onager upgrade is in for Ashur. Max Power has joined the party as well with a trebuchet there. And he's asking them to fight yellow. Tipa's really cut off from the middle as well. Don't see any onagers, but I do see Wilephantos, but I'm not sure how he plans to get there with them. He will need a siege workshop. We do have a good army here, and there's onagers, so Yemen will cut his way through here. And the Hufnitzer are out as well, dealing with the War Wagons. Roughly 100 years. I'll switch to the other version when it gets closer, but for now I think we see more like this. And Forst is not doing anything. He's getting Druzina, getting ready for the later game. But the question is, will the game get there? As we can also produce bombard cannons for Koreans, which we aren't doing though. I wonder if chemistry is in 9+4. Yeah, chemistry is in January's crossbow as well, but there is onagers out. And cutting now from this side, cutting on this side. So the middle is getting opened paths from a lot of sides. Just Tipe not doing that, and we don't really have a path for Max Power yet. Could go through these walls here as well. For now, he's just using trebuchets. Oh, lol! Look at that. Bast cut it open himself, and I think, oh, was it maybe the trap cutting that? But yeah, I think that is open now as well. So Max Power can get to the middle as well. But not too much time left, and the fortifications here are still standing. We do have good tower killers with the Hufnitzer, but the problem is the range, 13 range, and we do have 13 range for these as well. So the Hufnitzer can't really kill the towers without taking shots if there is no meat shield, and then you can always focus fire. So that is the good thing about Korean wagons, but now Elephantos coming in from this side. It's only 17 elephants though. And he is trying to build a castle there. 65 years remaining. And yeah, really nice work from the army. The War Wagons are all going down to Hufnitzer Halberdier. Not the best micro, but where can Bast micro his troops? He can't micro back into the elephants. Elephants on one side, Halberdiers on the other side. I'm going to the middle, not attacking you, says Tipe. And he is cutting as well now. But I think they are doing the one damage already there. Not sure if it's enough. Where's Orange coming? Orange kind of reluctant to come. Has some bombard cannons there. Not really the most aggressive though. At the same time, Ashura is casually TC dropping what's left of Gray. Gray has left the game. I kind of missed that. Gray resigned. Sorry for that. And GG, Mr. Legno in the Gray. And yeah, now the end battle is on there. Trebuchet's firing on that castle as well. Orange still kind of reluctant here. Where is Tipe's army? Not too close. We're at 42 years, so I think I will pause here now. No, I can't. I will quit Capturage and cast from in-game, which is this scene, I believe. 3, 2, 1. I don't need a countdown. Lul. Because I'm casting solo. Alright. Let's cast from here so we can see the years. I hope the overlay is correct. It is correcto mundo. Where's the chat box? I don't know, but it's just nobody's chatting. 33 years remaining. The Genry's crossbows are coming in also very good against the War Wagons, but they're heavily being damaged by Bust here. And there is War Elephants now joining the party as well. Genry's crossbows are here. How many War Wagons is there in middle still? Let's go to Yellow's point of view. 21 War Wagons, 20 War Wagons. Villagers are trying to come to the middle. 24 years. I think he might be cleaned, but he has a lot of towers. And the whole eco is going. Best is going all in, but there is Elephants. There is Hufnitzer who could snipe stuff. There is Tipe and Max Power not really fighting his units, fighting each other there. They should really stop that. Tipe, what are you doing? But no! What happened? What happened? There wasn't enough in the middle, I believe. I don't understand what happened. Filing yellow, lol, GG well played. And yellow deletes everything. That's it. Wow. What? He just had no unit there for a split second, I believe, and all the villagers were blocking each other on this little pathway here. So yeah, that's how they took it away. Yellow still could have won. Yeah, what exactly happened? I think he had no unit in the middle, right? And now the monument belongs to Yeoman. Look at his res. Yeah, his res are pretty alright. 7k stone. Yeah, good rest, really good rest, food and wood as well. Let's have the rest screen here. I think that's probably the best one right now. Monument now belongs to Max Power, coming from the north. And I'm wondering if the chat overlay works. Okay, chat overlay works. I'm not too sure about the chat overlays, yes, guys. So please, if you don't see your chat showing up in the chat boxes on the different scenes, please tell me. Because I have the feeling it might be off sometimes, and I do want to fix everything in the process of this amazing new overlay. At least all of you guys said it was amazing that has commented on it so far, and now we have the middle for Yeoman, who did a lot attacking it away from Bast as well there, with the Hufnitzer focus firing here, stopping the engines there. And Max Power coming in with another castle drop. He has bombard cannons, he has Genry's crossbows, but Hufnitzer probably just the better army here. Still a lot of trebuchets and a lot of fully upgraded elite war elephants with extra attack from the Khmer on this side. A lot of free real estate here with some relics. Forced mossing up a Boyar and Habidia army, so that's gonna be strong. He still needs to cut this somehow. Needs the Onager upgrade for that. Is he getting Onager? If we're working with this, let's enable the tech thingy as well, so we can see that Force is only producing Boyar so far. I don't think he's making any Onagers. We will need to see Onagers from him. What is Tipe doing? Tipe has sent his army back home, so he's playing the longer game. Let's check the relic count. Oh no, never mind. The relic count is actually on the same screen here. So 10 for Max Power, 9 for Ashur now, 6 for Yeoman, 3 for Bust, 3 for Force, and 4 for Tipe. So Ashur and Max Power have the best gold income, besides the middle gold, which nobody's taking. So it's still blocking a lot of space, which is kind of good for the siege players, I would say. But the condos are still getting at those Hufnitzer, and not many units in the middle here for Yeoman. Needs to watch out there. Let me go to Gaia so we have less annoying sounds. And yeah, it's only 1 or 2 units there, so he could lose the middle there. What happened to all the Hufnitzer? Condottiero happened, I think. Oh, Faust is getting ready. He's even bringing a relic to the front to encourage his men on the horses to fight better. Okay, now he's realized, then bring it back to his monastery. So no encouragement left, and there's a little bit of stray units from Yeoman entering Faust space, it looks like. Probably not intentional. There's also Hoofnitzer firing at him. And Orange has taken over the middle. Yeoman lost it. I think he could have gone for the middle, maybe. But yeah, he's being heavily pushed back actually by max power. Tief is also coming to the middle now. I don't know why, because it's like 90 years. Probably wants to establish a foothold. Well, he's only coming with trash bows, so it doesn't really matter. Cillian now says he's not. So if he was best, you could be back in the chat now. Yeah, Funny was asking if you're best. And he did really well, yeah. He almost won. And he had a nice boom. Nice early going for the middle. Well played, best, if you have entered the chat now, by now. And yeah, now we have a kind of even situation there. Monument kind of held by nobody. Like the timer is 4 max power, so if he sees nobody's interested, he might send a few units there. He's still being very blocked off by these gold and stone piles there. So it's stacked chokes and nobody going for a cell. That's true, but there's also a lot of bombard cannons, right? That's probably the reason. There's Italian bombard cannons in the middle, and there's Hoofnitzer in the middle, so SO don't do too well against bombard cannons, and there's 2 players with bombard cannons in the middle, so I can see that reason for not going SO. And just a little bit of trash talk in chat, and Asher is getting ready to iron Enzo some muscles here. But trebuchets probably not perfect against all the bombard cannons. The good thing for Asher is though, mainly it is Yeoman fighting max power with some Tipe participation. And Faust fighting Yeoman as well, though, a bit on the sides. Like, there was a little side fight here. There has been some raiding. I don't really know why they're fighting each other. It's probably more of a struggle over resources. I think they both want these gold and the stone. And yeah, some help versus help fights there. In infantry fights, the clearly better halberdiers are for the Slavs. The Bohemian ones are just better versus cavalry. It's only classic King of the Hill, so yeah. Tifa is making the ultimate army. Elephants and trash bows. Well, no, the ultimate army is actually only elephants. And I think he's making only elephants. Yeah, it's more pop efficient than the trash bows. Let's take a look at the populations for everybody. Ah, you can't click it like that. I don't have to click a stone mine. God, I'm so used to casting with capture age. Tifa's at almost 300 pop. 300 pop for Ashu as well. 200 pop for max power and 250 pop for Faust. Well, Yemen's sitting at 225. A little bit of help versus help fighting going on here. That's a daring castle, considering there's these bombard cannons. But Yemen has lost most of his castles in the middle too. So it is kind of max power against Ashu now. And Ashu has Onager. Cannot get Siege Onager. But yeah, some really nice shots on the Genoese there. Elephants versus Genoese, not optimal though. Middle control for Ashu once again, who is not interested in fighting Faust. He is just interested in the middle, which we always like to see. And yeah, this side bickering here between Yeoman and Faust is not really useful for anyone, I think. Faust should just onager and cut to the middle. Maybe Faust doesn't know he can cut. No, Faust knows how to cut. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, no, the fire also clapped up! The Hoofnitzer can so easily take all that down. The warriors are so stuck here. Faust has resigned? What? Oh, yeah. Full on attack from Yeoman. He wants better access to the middle. Yeoman going full on Faust. Faust tried to attack Yeoman here. The warriors are still running around there. Faust should just cut here and like make peace with Yeoman, I think. But yeah, Yeoman is not the man for peace. He has full Bohemian death wall over here. Still taking damage from Faust's army over here though. So Faust could have at least taken a little bit more of revenge there. But I guess his units are still doing a little bit of revenge from here. Boya kind of answer Archer, but so hard to mask because unique unit. Still got to they have no more answer with Archers, they have so. Well, depends on the micro, I'd say. But yeah, Boya are good. I think Boya are the best unit that you have against Bohemian Dashball. Deathball. Boya Halberdier wasn't too wrong, actually. But let's concentrate on the middle fight here. We do have Elephants versus Genovese Crossbow, and I think that's a bit countered. But yeah, occasional great energy shots make kind of fine for Ashur, and he just has overall the better numbers. And I assume the better economy left there. Yeah, 20k gold in the bank for Ashur from all of this. 14 relics by now. Did a really good job collecting relics, and yeah, has way more resources in the bank than Max Power. So I think Ashur is in a great position now. This map is so much stone and relics, so unique unit isn't an issue, says Funny. And yeah, it was like a little bit of miss micro there, probably by Force mainly, sending all of them into tight spots. It's kind of tight, so the siege combination is kind of better than the Cav combination. But yeah, here in the middle, what do we do against the Genovese crossbows as Khmer? We're trying the least elephants, but I think they still count as cavalry for their armor, so the Genovese crossbows should do bonus damage against them. It's not all in the middle, there's also a lot of stone piles on the sides, so yeah. There was a lot of stone on the rest of the map too. Sometime Yeoman and Tipe have to do something soon. Because Ashur's units might be countered, but he just has a lot of them. And he's spamming elephants. How long can he keep up the spam of elephants? For ages. At least on the gold side of things. Yeah, does have a huge economy here, and also quite some Khmer farmers. So yeah, I think he can keep up the elephant spam. And then even Genovese. Very cost efficient, but not that pop efficient against elephants. I think normal scorpions would probably do fine, but no, they get too clumped up and there's bombard cannons, so I'm not really sure. But I do think the spam is doing alright. Do they have bonus versus ballista elephants or not? Let's try to see. Because I'm not sure. It looks like they have. Yeah, they're melting them. They have 7 armor. To 10 attack, so that's clearly doing more than 3 damage to a 310 HP unit. So yeah, they have bonus damage. No Tipe, not like this. Well, Tipe is not doing anything, and I guess that's the issue. And 50 years, so Tipe waited too long maybe. Where are the Bohemians? Well, they're still melting them. But maybe not fast enough. Where's the Hufnitzer? Like, the army is still like taking down Faust, who is already dead. He still has a lot of boyars, so that's kind of like just forcing your army to die into these boyars. I don't know why we don't have an army here. We have some Helvetiers here now. But really, somebody really needs to go into the middle. That is not only max power. Where is Tipe? Okay, Tipe is sending a bunch of elephants now, but he's still keeping a lot of elephants at home. He's not sending everything. And I think at 30 years, you might want to kind of send everything. And what is Yeoman doing? Yeoman is still fighting against Forst, who is dead. He wants the relics, but it's only 4. And all his Hufnitzer are still here. He needs his Hufnitzer here. He needs his Hufnitzer definitely to deal with the siege. Oh! Ashur's unpacking his traps. I wonder if he knows that unpacked traps do not count as units but as buildings. So they cannot defend the middle for you. And now war elephants against the weaker elephants from the Khmer, but Miss Micro there for max power. He is shooting Tipe's elephants, where he has to shoot the elephants from Ashur, and the choke points aren't really helping them at getting a good surround there. Now Bohemians are coming, but now that's the same side that Tipe is going. The elephants are here. The elephant flood is still strong in this one. They are coming from this side, but it's not too many left. It is not too many left. Let's check out how many elephants we have. We have 25 elephants there. Bohemian Help will do great versus elephants. They should, but they are attacking Tipa's elephants right now. Archers or elephants are running to the north. 11 years left. It's not too many elephants though. It is like these elephants here plus one ballista elephant. I think they will clear it. I think they will clear it. There's some elephants here that really need to clear these elephants. These elephants are down. Are the elephants still in the middle? Where's the elephant still in the middle? There's no elephant still in the middle. They did it. Yeoman takes over the middle. Yashur does not get the win here. Close call. Well played. From especially Max4, who's fighting all the time, and well, I thought Tifa and Yeoman waited too long, but the power of Bohemian Halberdiers and War Elephants from the Persians is not to be underestimated, and now everybody's kind of retreating, so yeah, this game will go on a little bit longer. I don't see where Asher could have really microed better there. The problem is only entrance to the stuff is this here. So yeah, you really want to kind of mind these things, because there's like this entrance to the middle, there's this and this kind of bigger entrance, and there's two entrances here, but for archers there's really only this one tile here, and that is an issue. Right. Wow, says Frost. Indeed, that was a close call, and Frost, I think you should have not attacked through here and attacked Yeoman. You should have just Onager cut your own way here. You had a better way to the middle, so why fight with Yeoman there? Didn't quite understand that, and I guess it made Yeoman want to attack you more. And probably the Boyar is not in the choke point, but if you want to attack him from that side, a lot of bombard cannons there, bombards there by Yeoman. Don't really know for what, because Frost is already dead. It isn't. He has another entrance between stone and wood below. Does he? Well, between wood and wood. The stone and wood here is closed. But yeah, the trebuchet is kind of... He has this path. But it's not as direct for spam. And this one here is closed off, between stone and wood. Sending Wills with the units and walling the chokes would be so good. Well, you kind of need these two chokes to reinforce, I think. Walling these, yeah. Walling the ones on the other side. Depending on who has theirs. Boy has a fast still fighting with Yeoman, but he's cleared most of them now. But there's still 17 warriors who've cleared a lot here. And Yeoman does want to go for another try. He has placed one Ballista Elephant there to get the timer a little bit down before he goes. And max power, massing more units, but max power is pretty low resources there. If I see that correctly. Tipa has amazing resource, 10k gold, 17k wood, and 10k food, so that's quite good. Ashur also 20k gold still, so Ashur has amazing resource, and 10k stone. He has also taken a lot of big chunks off the map. Has some elephants here. Kind of fighting over the stone piles with Yeoman. How many elephants for Tipa? A lot. Over 60. That's 60, and there's still a lot running around, right? But I want to be on Gaia point of view. And yeah, that's actually an attack from Ashur on the side versus Yeoman. Not really something I do understand. But yeah. That's what's happening. And max power is he expanding? Yeah, he's taking resources in yellow space at least a little bit. There's also a market here that could be taken. Force does not have a market anymore. 4 relics though, that Yeoman hasn't taken yet. And Orange captured the middle, killed the one elephant. And Asher not in time to protect it. So the counter is running for max power now. Wonder what T-Pop's plan is. Change the map to military? Why? I don't want to see the bases. Yeah, it looks better. But I can do for a little bit. This is the military map. Also the score is nice to see, right? No one gets to the gold and stone in the middle. That's so true. There's 4 villagers working from Ashur. And I think, like, there's been also some resources taken here by max power. And you just need to cut. You just need to cut one onager, cut these few things, and then you can go in with the boyars for the middle. But I think only boyars are not the great of an army. Probably keep the boyars behind and like melee fight with halberdiers there. That's what you want to do as Slavs. And have some siege with it. Not that useful against the Hufnitze, but in the middle. Ashur trying to retake it here, so yeah, not too much going on in the middle. Also not too much side fighting, it's just still Yeoman killing force the base for better middle access, I guess. He has taken the relics. No, he's not taken the relics, but he has monks there to take the relics, and I would like him to do that. All the while, Ashur is getting more and more relics here on the left side of the map. A lot more relics for him to take and expand his big gold bank. We do have 17 relics by now for Ashur. Max power still sitting at 10. He could also go through here and take that relic, for example. And now Tipa's going for it. Woo! Tipa's sending all the elephants. The problem is Genbos. The problem is Genbos. I should play a focus the Mangonel. It's a meta unit that's pretty strong. The Mangonel is a meta unit in random map too. And the catapults in AV4 don't really like mass bada boom everything, so it doesn't look as much fun to me. Tipa wins this first? I don't know. I don't think so. Scorpions from the Khmer could easily deal with that. Bohemian Halberdiers could also deal with that really easy. Why am I making Hussite Wagons? What? I don't understand Hussite Wagons at all from the Bohemians here. There's nothing that Hussite Wagons are good at. I guess Genbos, but it's not like max power is the problem right now. Hussite Wagons are only good against January's crossbow out of everything that's there. But it's a lot of elephants by Tipa, I have to admit that. It is a lot of war elephants, so I can see why Faust thinks it's winning. He likes war elephants. And yeah, not too much Italian pikemen coming out. His max power ran out of gold. No, it's not ran out of gold. I think Genbos are better. And he's laughing at Tipa with a huge flood of elephants. Maybe he's actually doing it because we need Helvetius in the middle. And Yeoman is still again that late. Why is Yeoman not going to the middle? Check which amount? I can't check the amount for liquid. I'm not on capture it. It's more than 60. It's 200. Okay, it's 240. We can check it here. 240 elephants. So I guess you want to see that screen here. 243. No, you can see it here on the cavalry. 230. Yeah, it looks like Tipa's winning it. Maybe I was wrong. But I think Bohemian Halberdiers would be really, really useful. And I don't get why they're standing here. Finally, Kierman is moving them. And these onagers, the Hussite Wagons won't do anything. Middle purple says Ashur. He is absolutely correct. The Khmer elephants and also the Ballista elephants. Their damage output isn't too amazing, even though they're Scorpion units. I really think that heavy Scorpions would be way better from the Khmer here than Ballista elephants. Free-for-all players tend to use Ballista elephants, but I think heavy Scorps are just better, especially because there's no bombard cannons or anything or onagers behind Tipa's army. So yeah, I want to see some Scorpions from Ashur, and I really want to see Yeoman reach the middle with his Halberdiers. So much alien can't have wills. Well, we can see 56 villagers. So. And his resources, you can see it here. Yeah, he's out of resources. Can't produce many more than that. You can see the queues here as well, so Tipa's queue is empty. But it might be enough because Yeoman is just too slow. 30 years and his units haven't arrived yet. And I think the Bohemian Halberdiers are actually what can clear this. Genbos are pretty good if you micro them back. They're really cost efficient and everything. But they're not good at killing these 650, 620 HP units fast. And I think the Halberdiers are very much better at that. Really playing SimCity says Factor. Hey Factor, what's up? What do we learn when Mother Great at 1? 21 years. But now the Bohemian Halves have finally arrived. And that also means they are closing in. They're closing. I don't think this is over. I don't think this is over, guys. I think the elephants might actually still die. It's just the problem that it's not enough Bohemian Halberdiers, I feel. And the War Wagons are just wasted population space. They don't do any damage. the Hooflins. They need to fire on the elephants in the middle. The Jazz Genbos there, there's a lot of... and finally we do have heavy scorpions as well. Heavy scorpions are way better at dealing with that. Especially these so clumped elephants. It's 10 years. And I think they might do it. It's 9 years. It will be super close once again. It will be super close once again. What? No, it's 6 years. I don't know what you're talking about. Max Power says GG and 2 years remaining. Is that the last elephant? There's the last elephant. Yes, Faust. Why? I wanted to say it nevertheless, but unvip Faust 9247. Don't spoil it. Okay? Please. Well, I took his VIP away. We don't need to ban him right now. But yeah, I'm a little bit behind. I'm casting. So please just watch the stream and don't watch from in-game. And don't tell me what happens in-game. Because that was a really, really hype moment. And that kind of destroyed it. Because I tried to ignore it, but I saw it in chat. So I kind of knew it was going to happen. And that moment would have been a lot better if I didn't know. That was freaking close indeed. I at first thought it wouldn't work, so I'm right. Yeah, there were a lot clumped up elephants. But there was also a lot of units who were good against clumped up units. There was finally heavy scorpions by Ashur, so that was a completely right call by Ashur. I like that he switched to heavy scorp. And the Hooflins are also great against clumped up units, right? Even though I still don't understand the Hussite wagons at all. I guess they're kind of okay against ballista elephants probably, because they usually get countered by siege and not siege. Don't really know how that fares. Maxpower is losing kind of a lot of influence there, and Ashur has tons of resources. So Ashur can keep the spam up a long time. Tipe will need to up his eco a lot, because this is all empty, because he tried to go for the 250 elephant win. And it almost worked out. We had two really close calls. One by Ashur. Well, I wanted to start by Bast, where I thought he could do it as well. It wasn't that close. It was super close for Ashur, and it was super, even mega close for Tipe. Yeah, Hooflitzer should be great against ballista elephants, indeed. They're anti-siege as well, right? So I don't know if Ashur can do this. Now the heavy scorpions aren't too great. They're good at attacking the monument. They're not too great at defending the monument, I think, especially not against bombard cannons. So probably ballista elephants are better, but against this unit comp right now with no halberdiers, I guess there's some halberdiers coming. I probably prefer battle elephants. How does Gaia have resource? Oh, it had the monument at the start. That's why you always go for 300, not less. Well, probably 250 would have done it, because one elephant more probably would have done the job. But yeah, 50 more elephants should have done the job. $1 elephant's also clutched in there. We have 35 years again. It's a really, really good King of the Hill game. I just listed one. Spoiler wasn't there, but it's ignored for now. And Orange is coming in with Onagers, I guess, to deal with the Scorps. But we also have bombard cannons there. Onagers do have nice area damage, so there is an advantage for Onager units over bombard cannons here. Besides Hoofnitzer, I think we have both. Kind of both abilities there. Yeah, I think they will do it. Ashur is still streaming in elephants. Little of them are clumping up here. But the choke pointy nature of the middle is a real problem at holding it, actually. I thought it would make it easier at holding it, but it's actually making it harder at holding it. Because it's so hard to reinforce. Right? With these towers now, that's really the only opening here. Still one tile there, even though he went through it a bit. And you could maybe try to go in from the north, but there's still a castle. And yeah, Ashur gets taken out of the middle. Yeoman has it now. And he is creeping forward very nicely with towers there. Why does Orange make Condottiero? Not sure. Maybe against Siege, I think. I think to snipe Siege might be what he has in mind. And I mean, they're good against Habitys too, but I guess Genbos are fine with that as well. Bombardments can change stuff, but Ashur can make as many castles as purpose bombardments with his resources. Yep. Yeah. But like pop efficiency and castles in the village can't really build castles anywhere because they get taken down with trebuchets and bombard cannons if you're not careful. Then it's hoping for Yeoman to make more bombard towers. The fight with Condottiero versus the Alias. Well, it's kind of hard to micro with all these stuff going on, I guess. And he stopped making condos. It's back to only Genbos for now. They kind of struggled with the bombard cannons, so with the Hufnitzer, I think that's the reason why he made them. A lot of traps now being planted. We're going against the towers, and the Scorpions are great against all the infantry spam from Yeoman. What's Yeoman's resources? A lot of food, a lot of wood, and not that much gold, but he has 13 relics now to Ashur's 17. And Tipa will take a long time to remask elephants. Is he masking elephants? I think he's just going for additional eco units at the time. So yeah, Tipa will take a long time to reboom into this. All the while, Yeoman gets driven out of the middle from Ashur as well. So we're looking at a quite long freefall games here. And yeah, Italian Death Ball is two-handed swordsman. Why? Why are we making two-handed swordsman? There is no reason for a two-handed swordsman at all. You just invest into upgrades to get a worse unit than Condottiero. And like, we've already talked about Condottiero not being the greatest unit there anyways. And champions are just worse condos. What the fuck is that shit? 21k stone? Well, that's a ton of the map, right? Still has stone to take here, still has stone to take to the left. There is a lot of stone on the outside. And he also took a lot of stone here. Right. There was also golden stone there that he took. And the stone piles, oh, the stone piles, look at that. They have 800 in the middle. 5,000 and 1,000 stone and 5,000 gold. Oh, that's why the golden stone is not going empty in the middle. I think these mines are normal though. Yeah, these are normal mines on the rest of the map. Yeah, he should spam elephants and towers. Yeah, towers. I don't know how good towers are from Khmer. But yeah, towers are always great in King of the Hill, I think. The one spamming towers is Yeoman. And he's doing it with quite some success, I have to say. Getting more stone as well. I think everybody has a lot of stone probably, right? Tifa doesn't have that much. Max Power also has 5k stone. It's just that Italians don't have the greatest units at fighting versus siege in close quarters. They also don't get siege engineers. So these onagers cannot get more than 8 range. So Italians aren't really as strong. King of the Hill Civ. On water maps they're better probably. But there's probably still stronger units, stronger civs on water maps. Like Vikings. Spamming means no tile is empty? Well, that's maybe spamming a lot of tile. Like, Well, to be fair, there were more towers that got taken down by the trebuchets from Ashur. But yeah, there's sure more time, more place for towers from everybody. As there's a lot of stone, and Italians also get keep. Do you guys know what Khmers get, how good Khmer towers are? Because I kind of have no clue. How many relics for Yemen? 30. Those Citras are King of the Hills weird. It's probably because of all the Hafnitzer. And I mean, who gets Citra under here? Nobody, right? No, there's no SO Civ. I mean, Force was in SO Civ, but he's cleaned from the map. Bust was in SO Civ, but he's cleaned. And yeah, the remaining players have no SO. So there's obviously no SO. Vikings isn't good in water free for all. I disagree. Free for water is a lot about demos. Vikings have kind of best trips against demos. Longboards. If you micro correctly, you shouldn't lose them to demos. And plus you have heavy demo yourself with Vikings. Portuguese, probably another one that comes to mind. Probably Portuguese better. But let's focus on land free for all, because we're in one. Ashur has the middle, but it's not really controlled. He's just taking Yeoman off, and they're pushing Yeoman's towers back quite effectively. And Yeoman can't really replenish them, because there's too much traps on both sides. And so far they're kind of both agreeing on getting Yeoman out first. So Tifa, massing elephants again. How many villages does Tifa has? 150 and 29 military. So we're not that close to a dangerous elephant count for now. So let's go back to the resource tab. Monument still changing hands, and Yeoman losing middle access. He's still taking stone and gold. And what I think the players should do is really mine their resources here. I would love to see Ashur mine away these. Try to mine away. I mean, it's really hard with 5k and 1k on that, but he should mine away that tile. So at least he has a 2-tile gap to get into a middle there. How can Bohemians hold mid? Habitus. Did I get seed ram? I think they do. Oh, they don't get seed ram. Only cap ram. Yeah, it's probably just a help spam sif. Taking middle and kill the hill is either about towers or about the spam. Maybe about castles, but then other players need to be lazy for you to pull that off. All those side fighting going on here. I think Maxfar is even gonna win that. He has meat shield in front of the Genoese, so that's kind of fine. Probably needs one meat shield. I still don't understand champions at all. Why are we making champions? We have Condottiero as Italians. Like, Condottiero are just champions, but a little bit better. So, you have a unit that does everything better than a champion. You should use it. And it doesn't cost upgrades as well. And he invested a lot into champion upgrades that he kind of didn't get anything for. Or, not only kind of, he didn't get anything for it. Is Max Power gonna win this? Genoese are not the worst unit in the world. That's a lot of trebuchets. I think he's still getting pushed back, but it doesn't look like Ashur has much against Genoese. He needs Scorpions again. Scorpions would be great. Scorpions clear all this. I mean, I guess besides the Scorpion Hussar is probably what Ashur could go here. The problem with Ashur is he has more gold than anything else, probably. Oh, he's kind of losing it. He has so much stone. He really needs to do something with this stone. And I don't like the Valista elephants, as I already pointed out. I think just normal Scorpions with Hussar. Maybe even Scum. Like, the Chinese crossbows are pretty hard to deal with for the Khmer. I can see that. Onacha, very good versus Ballista. Yeah. Yes. But like, forward can also work. I mean, Rams work too. But Italians only get capped Rams, so maybe not as much. And Yemen's kinda attacking Ashur at home. Okay, I didn't see that. They're side fighting here. That's the reason why Max Power is looking so good, and it's 40 years. It is 40 years and he's stopped. I fight in middle purple, says Ashur. Yeah. Orange is about to win, indeed. 35 years. Like, Yemen. I feel like every time somebody's close to taking the middle, I'm angry at Yeoman. Like the last 2 times he managed to come in right in time. But why risk it that much, right? Why is he always waiting for 20 years to go to the middle? It's so tilting. And now Maxfar is TCing that, is castling that. Khmer can't really do shit with that, where Bohemians are great against the combination in the middle. So yeah, I think the balance of power shifts toward Max Power, with Yeoman not being there. Yeoman is... What is he doing here? Well, I'm not trying to disagree, I'm disagreeing. Very successfully. Well, I wasn't really disagreeing. I was said that also works. I was saying both is okay. I wasn't really disagreeing. But it's 13 years and where the fuck is Yeoman? Walls into chokes, it's GG. Funnel Liquid really likes those walls. He cried out for them, or he asked for them earlier. And yeah, there's only this one opening left, I think. And that's the opening he's using to reinforce. They broke through here. Elephants are in the middle. Yeoman is there, but I think it's too late. It's 6 years. It is 6 years. Hooflits are great, but how are the Hooflits going to reach this? This part cannot be reached. 5, 4, 3, 2... Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. Hooflits are out of position. Cheaper calls the GG without even covering. Max Power calls the GG himself. Who would have thought that the Italians, out of everything, were going to win this game? And there is only Yeoman to blame for his Hooflits. It could have stopped all of that. And Asher says told ya. I say told ya as well. But well played to Max Power. Really, really nice one. And please ask him or tell him about the channel, if you could. If one of you could tell him to come to the stream chat, say hi, and be happy with us about his win. Because that was really, really well played by Max Power. And we had some amazing takeaways from the middle as well. Next time, don't spoiler forced. Yeah, maybe tell him the URL as well, not sure. And yeah, most units killed for Yeoman, but it wasn't enough, and he lost more. Also, most units lost auto stream. Yeah, I don't know how he's gonna find that. He also lost the most units for Yeoman, raised the most buildings for Yeoman, lost the most buildings for Forced, who resigned a bit early, I think. And 3 units converted for Yeoman. That was a nice monk wars against Teeper. 244 war elephants made by Teeper, which is an achievement in itself. Well, the chat will decide that. So yeah. But I prefer games that don't take as long as Rage said. A lot of food collected for Ashur, and also stone and gold go to him. Yeoman collecting the most wood, something that Ashur didn't really use. All the techs and times hold society technology for Ashur, who had a ton of resources but couldn't win with it. 24 castles by Ashur as well, 19 relics captured for him, and 31k relic gold for Ashur. Also 25k for Max Power, who collected them earlier, and Yeoman also got relic count, getting 22k. Out of that, Villager High going to Ashur, and here you can see the timeline where Teeper lost all his elephants. The last elephant's not making it. Very well played by all of you. And yes, Yeoman, you took your mind off the middle 3 times. 2 times. You timed it really well. 1 second later and you wouldn't have done it. But the 3rd time, you didn't time it well enough.